Let me be completely straight with you. When a woman touches you, it is never an accident. Women are deeply aware of their own bodies. They know exactly where their hands are. They know exactly who they are touching, and they know exactly what that touch communicates. So when she reaches out and makes contact with you, she is saying something she is not ready to say with words, something she wants you to be smart enough to understand. Most men miss it completely. They think it was accidental. They think she's just being friendly. They do nothing, and she walks away thinking he did not get it. Today, I'm going to make sure you never miss it again. 7 specific places she touches you and exactly what each one means. Welcome to Women Files. Before we get into it, I need you to understand one thing. Touch is one of the most powerful forms of human communication. Psychologists call it haptic communication, the use of touch to convey meaning, emotion, and intention. And here's what makes it so significant. Touch requires physical proximity. It requires a decision to close distance. It requires a level of comfort that does not happen by accident. When a woman chooses to touch you, she has already made a series of unconscious decisions about you. She has decided you're safe. She has decided she is comfortable. And she has decided she wants to close the distance between you. That is not nothing. That is everything. Let's open the file. Touch number 1. She touches your arm. This is the most common and most misread touch signal. Most men think it is just friendly. It is not just friendly. Here's the truth. The arm touch is a deliberate test. She is closing physical distance to see how you respond. She wants to know, does this man welcome my touch? Does he flinch? Does he freeze? Or does he receive it naturally, like a man who's comfortable with her? The arm touch typically happens during laughter or emphasis. She grabs your arm when something is funny or when she's making a point. Both are intentional. What should you do? Do not freeze. Do not make it weird. Receive it naturally with a calm smile. If the moment is right, mirror it. Touch her arm back with the same casual warmth. That signals you received the invitation and you're comfortable responding to it. The arm touch is her opening move. Do not leave it unanswered. Touch number 2, the knee touch. This one is not subtle. If a woman places her hand on your knee, even briefly, she's not being friendly. She's being deliberate. The knee is personal space territory. It's not a place women touch casually with men they have no interest in. If she's reaching across or leaning over to make knee contact, she has made a conscious decision to enter your intimate space. Psychologists classify proxemic zones into public, social, personal, and intimate space. The knee touch crosses from personal into intimate territory. She knows this even if she does not say it out loud. What should you do? Hold eye contact after the knee touch. Do not look down at her hand. Do not look away. Hold her gaze for 1 extra second with a calm, quiet smile. Let her feel that you received that without flinching and without misreading it. That calm, confident reception is the most attractive response possible. Touch number 3, the shoulder touch. Touch number 3 comes in 2 forms, and you need to know the difference. The first form is the casual shoulder bump. She leans into you slightly or bumps your shoulder with hers during a conversation. This is her testing physical comfort and closing distance without full commitment. She wants to see if being physically close to you feels as good as she imagined. The second form is the deliberate shoulder touch. She places her hand on your shoulder while making a point, or squeezes it briefly as she laughs when something you said. This is more intentional. This is her claiming a small piece of your physical space. Both are invitations. Both are her saying, I'm comfortable enough to be in your physical world. Are you comfortable enough to let me in? What you should do? Lean into it slightly. Not dramatically, just enough to signal that her proximity is welcome. That small reciprocation tells her everything she needs to know. Touch number 4, the hand touch. Let me be direct about this one. If a woman reaches out and touches your hand or brushes her fingers against yours, she's not being casual. She's being brave. The hands are deeply personal. Hand contact is one of the most intimate forms of casual touch. When she initiates it, she has crossed a significant internal threshold. She has decided that the potential of that connection is worth the vulnerability of initiating it. There are different versions. She might brush your hand when handing you something. She might touch your hand to get your attention. She might let her hand linger near yours on a table. All of them mean the same thing. She wants connection. She wants to know if you feel it too. What you should do, if the moment is right, turn your hand over slowly so your palm faces up. Not grabbing, not forcing, just opening. That subtle gesture tells her you felt it and you're welcoming more. That is one of the most powerful nonverbal responses you can give. Touch number 5, the chest push or touch your chest. This one is unmistakable. If she puts her hand on your chest, even for half a second, or gives you a playful push while laughing at something you said, that's flirtatious contact, full stop. The chest push is almost always accompanied by laughter or playful disagreement. She says something like, "Stop it," and pushes your chest lightly. Or she laughs at something you said and touches your chest as a reflex. Here's why this matters. The chest is a masculine space. Women don't touch men's chests unless they're comfortable, attracted, and in a playful energy that is pointing in one direction. She's flirting with you. I'm telling you directly, she's flirting with you. What you should do, smile slowly, hold her gaze, match her playful energy, say something warm and confident that keeps the playful tension alive. Don't deflate the moment by becoming serious or awkward. She gave you an open door. Walk through it with confidence. Touch number 6, the hair or face touch. Stop everything and pay attention because this one is significant. If a woman reaches out and touches your hair, fixes it, runs her fingers through it, or brushes it from your face, that's one of the most intimate, non-sexual touches a woman can initiate. The face and hair are deeply personal territory. We don't let people into that space unless we feel a significant level of emotional and physical comfort with them. When she chooses to enter that space, she is communicating a level of intimacy that goes beyond casual attraction. She might do this under the pretense of fixing something. There's something in your hair, you have something on your face, but the touch itself is the message. The pretense is just her way of giving herself permission. What you should do, don't pull back. Hold completely still. Look at her directly and calmly while she does it. Let the moment breathe. The stillness and the eye contact in that moment creates one of the most charged and intimate micro-moments possible between two people. Don't rush past it. Let it land. Touch number 7, and this is the one that tells you everything, the lingering touch. It doesn't matter where she touches you, what matters is how long she stays. Any touch that lasts 1 second longer than it needed to is a lingering touch, and a lingering touch is never accidental. She high-fives you and holds on just a beat too long. She touches your arm and her hand doesn't immediately leave. She bumps into you and doesn't immediately step away. That extra second, that's not an accident. That's her body refusing to leave a contact it wanted to make. Her hand stayed because she wanted it to. Full stop. Psychologists call this contact prolongation, the extension of physical contact beyond social necessity as a signal of desired intimacy. The lingering touch is the clearest signal on this entire list because it's not just about where she touched you, it's about the fact that she didn't want to stop. What you should do, acknowledge the lingering moment with your eyes. Look at the point of contact and then look up at her with a slow, calm, knowing smile. No words needed. Just that look. She'll know you understood, and that understanding is exactly what she was hoping for. What to do when she touches you. Now you know the 7 touch signals. Here's exactly what to do when they happen straight from a woman's mouth. Number 1, do not freeze. The worst response to any touch signal is to go stiff and awkward. Receive her touch naturally, like a man who's comfortable in his own skin and comfortable with her. Number 2, don't overthink it. The moment you start analyzing in real time, you lose the moment. Feel it. Respond naturally. Trust what you just learned. Number 3, mirror with calibration. The most powerful response to her touch is often a mirrored touch, touching her back in the same casual warmth she touched you, not immediately, not desperately, naturally, when the moment calls for it. Number 4, use your eyes. After any significant touch, hold eye contact 1 extra second with a calm, quiet smile. That look communicates more than any line you could say. It says, I noticed, I'm comfortable, and I'm interested. Number 5, keep the energy light. Touch signals are invitations to flirt, not invitations to have a serious conversation about where things are going. Keep it warm, keep it playful, keep it moving forward. Flirt back, make her laugh. Let the energy build naturally. She is not going to hand you a manual. She is not going to say, hey, I like you. Please flirt with me. She is going to touch your arm. She is going to let her hand linger. She is going to push your chest and laugh and look at you and wait to see if you get it. Now you get it. 7 touches, 7 invitations, 7 moments most men walk past without ever knowing what they missed. Not anymore. That is what Women Files is here for. The signals, the psychology, the truth, straight from a woman. Subscribe, because next week I am opening a file that will tell you exactly what to say the moment after any of these touches happen. I will see you in the next one.